welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and today's video is a transfer update video. We're going to be talking about Jadon Sancho, all the latest on that, followed by Van De Beek. What's new with that? Is this still happening? The latest on Jack Grealish and Angel Gomes, the news on that, which I'm sure you're already aware of, but I'm going to be talking about those four players in this video, giving you a transfer update video. I have been slacking on the transfer news lately, but that's because it's been a little bit dry, but I do 3 or 4 videos a week talking about the latest Manchester United transfer news, as well as pre-match videos, post-match videos, and a few random videos in between. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see daily Manchester United related content from me, and hit that like button. Now let's get straight into it, starting with Jadon Sancho. Now we know that Jadon Sancho to Manchester United is very ongoing, and what we already know and what's been confirmed by tier 1 journalists like Fabrizo Romano is that Manchester United are in love with Jadon Sancho. You know, Manchester United, the whole team at Manchester United, not just Solskjaer, is in love with Jadon Sancho. They're in love with the idea of him becoming a Manchester United player. And they want Jadon Sancho at Manchester United, and he is their #1 priority target. We also know that Sancho is well aware that Manchester United are interested in him. You know, Fabrizo Romano and lots of other tier 1 journalists believe that Jadon Sancho will join Manchester United if an offer is made. And there's all these reports that, you know, the talks between Manchester United and Jadon Sancho are pretty much done. Like, basically, there's lots of news that basically everything's done with Manchester United and Sancho. It's just that Manchester United need to figure out a price with Dortmund. Fabrizo Romano said that Dortmund want £87 million, which is €100 million. And that's all that's left, really. It looks like all Manchester United need to do is put a bid in for Jadon Sancho that Dortmund accept, and he is ours. We're like the only team that's properly in for him right now. Now, Fabrizo Romano, he talked about €100 million, but then a week later, Ed Woodward comes out and he says deals worth hundreds of millions of euros are ignoring the financial reality going around right now because of the coronavirus pandemic. He said we need to be financially realistic. Deals of £100 million might not be available, might not be able to do because of the money lost during the coronavirus, which is completely understandable. However, there's some reports that Borrusia Dortmund want over £100 million for Jadon Sancho, and that has put question marks around, is Manchester United going to pay that price? Now, I do believe that Manchester United will pay that price at the end of the day because I know that we really want him. Now, I was reading the Manchester Evening News, and they had an article where they basically said that Manchester United are prepared to sell 5 players in order for them to fund the Sancho move. Now, the 5 players that were listed that Manchester United want to sell are obviously Smalling and Sanchez are out on loan. Sanchez might be hard to get rid of, and I'm sure we could get about £20 million for Smalling. Jesse Lingard, Andreas Pereira and Phil Jones. Now, I think that Smalling and Lingard will leave. I could likely see Phil Jones go, but I think that Smalling and Lingard will pretty much leave, and I think we'll probably get 30 to 40 million for Smalling and Lingard. I think in sales we'll probably get around 40-50 million in sales this summer. I don't think we're going to be doing mass sales, but I do think we'll be getting rid of some of the deadwood. Now, will this fund the Sancho move? Well, I'm pretty sure we get 40 million. They want 87 million. That's £47 million net spend. I'm pretty sure Manchester United can afford that. Compared to other clubs, we've not been taking wage cuts. I do think that, you know, we will probably sell players this summer to get rid of the deadwood, and I think that will help make sure we can afford Sancho. In other words, this report is basically saying that Manchester United really want Sancho, and they really want to make sure they get him this summer, so they're going to sell some of the deadwood just to make sure they can afford Borussia Dortmund's asking price, which is sensible by Manchester United. I think this is sensible. I think if Manchester United want to get Sancho, and if they are in love with Sancho, as they say they are, as Fabrizo Romano says they are, that they will go for Sancho this summer, because next summer more clubs are going to have money. The likes of Real Madrid, Liverpool, Man City, they could all be in for Sancho, whereas right now Manchester United are really the only club solidly in for Sancho. I mean, Chelsea could swoop in, we could get a surprise, but Manchester United look like they're comfortably winning the race for Sancho. However, next summer, if he stays at Dortmund, we've got more competition, so I think Manchester United need to hurry up and get that deal done. But I think with the Sancho deal, it all depends on who Manchester United sell this summer, how much money they have in the summer, and I think Manchester United, they run like a business. They're going to try and get Sancho for as cheap as possible, so this deal could drag on, but I do think that Sancho will come to Manchester United because I do believe we have the money. Now, from Sancho to another player that we've been linked with a bit, but not as strongly as Sancho, in Donny Van De Beek. Now, the Donny Van De Beek rumours started heating up around 2-3 weeks ago, and a lot of people thought maybe it was a PR spin because of Werner to Chelsea and stuff. However, they did look like there was something in it. We know that Manchester United have been linked to Donny Van De Beek in the past. We've expressed interest with him. We were linked to him sort of in January, we've been linked to him in the summer. Looked like he was going to Real Madrid. Then he basically came out and said, I'm like not going to Real Madrid. So then obviously the links to Manchester United and Donny Van De Beek went up and up and up even more. He's the type of player we want. And obviously Van der Sar confirmed that Manchester United are interested in Van de Beek and might submit an offer. Now, in my honest opinion, I think Jack Grealish is number one, but I think if Jack Grealish falls through, or Villa stay up and ask for a ridiculous price, Manchester United will go for Van de Beek. I don't think we'll get Van de Beek and Grealish. I think we'll go for Grealish. If we can't get Grealish, we'll go for Van de Beek. Although I think it's more sensible to go for Van de Beek rather than Grealish, but I think Manchester United prefer Grealish. Now, basically, the Ajax manager, Erik ten Hag, basically came out and said that there is an agreement with Van de Beek that he can leave Ajax this summer, that he can leave the Dutch club this summer. And he's basically confirming that Van de Beek can leave Ajax this summer. We've told him he can leave. We've put an agreement that he can leave. Obviously, Manchester United have expressed an interest in him. Does that mean he's going to leave for Manchester United? I'm not 100% sure, but I think the fact that he can leave, that he's going to be relatively affordable, he's in a position that we do need to add some depth in. I think it would be stupid for Manchester United to let Van de Beek go. Obviously, Van der Sar's confirmed we are slightly interested in him. This is probably the best time to get Van de Beek if Real Madrid aren't interested, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with Van de Beek. I honestly think first Manchester United are going to go all out for Sancho, then express an interest in Grealish, and I think if Grealish falls through, we'll go for Van de Beek. I know Bellingham has pretty much fallen through, so I do think there is more chance of us getting Van de Beek. But I do think we have to wait and see what happens with Grealish. Now, talking of Grealish, what is the latest news about Jack Grealish? The Express basically came out with this story that Jack Grealish is worth £80 million, and that apparently he's looking at some houses in Manchester. A few people were like, oh, we're going to spend £80 million on Jack Grealish. No, we're not. Man United will not spend more than £50 million on Jack Grealish, and if they do, they're bloody stupid, because I like Jack Grealish, but you could get a lot better quality for a lot less money. I do think because he's English, he's overpriced. I'd like to see him at Manchester United, but I do not want us to overpay stupid money for him. I think with Jack Grealish, as I mentioned earlier, I think first things first is Sancho. We see what happens with Sancho. We see how much money we have left. Then we put an offer for Grealish. I think Manchester United's ideal transfer window would be Sancho, Grealish and someone else. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I do think that Manchester United are in for Grealish. I have this feeling we might get him. I just think a lot of it will depend on financial reality if Villa stay up. And you know, who's about, who we sell, who we buy. And if we get top four. Now, the last story is about Angel Gomes, and I'm sure you're aware of this story, but right now it looks very, very unlikely that Angel Gomes will be a Manchester United player tomorrow. We've offered him a contract. Apparently he's rejected the contract, and it looks like he could leave the club tonight when his contract expires, which is a shame. Obviously, it's not officially left by the time I'm making this video, so something could change, but it does look like Angel Gomes is going to leave Manchester United, which I think is such a shame. But Lingard's been really poor. Pereira's been very inconsistent, not brilliant. I think Pereira's had some good games. I think Pereira is a level above Lingard in terms of this season. Like, Pereira hasn't been great, but I think Lingard's been much worse than Pereira. But they haven't been great, and before Bruno came in, Gomes could have had a chance in that number 10 role. The fact that Lingard had been so bad, that Pereira had lots of iffy games, and that we didn't give Gomes a chance. I mean, Chong's had more chances. I completely understand why Gomes wants to leave, but I think it's such a shame. Now, that's all the latest Manchester United transfer news today. If you haven't already, please smash that like button, subscribe down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.